Have you ever wondered why we truly need money? Or why do some people have more than others? Or why do the same people who love God have different amounts of money? I mean, does God love one group more than the other? If you ever had thoughts or wonder about some of these things when it comes to money, well, in today's video, you're gonna get very clear. Hey, Chris Harold here, the Kingdom Marketing Superman, and today's topic is really a sticky subject. Money is a topic that's like almost taboo, when it comes to a lot of topics today, especially amongst those who say they love God, those who are believers. And I mean, money is a topic pretty much like politics today, right? It's always going to divide people. And with so much bad teaching, going around in the church today, or, bad thinking when it comes to money, I mean, no wonder there's, most people don't know how money works and how it operates in God's kingdom, and why some people have much more than others, and it doesn't matter how much you even pray for it. So let's talk about the purpose of money, and more importantly, how do you get money? How is money distributed in the kingdom, right? And so what I'm going to do as a reference verse is we're going to go to Matthew 25:14. So let me put this up here. All right. And we're going to go through and touch on Matthew 25:14. Now, here's the deal. I'm not going to read the whole passage, and I might end up splitting this up into two parts because it's going to be a lot of valuable content here. And so, man, I have a lot of, literally I could touch on this and take hours, but I'll probably split this video up into two parts. You probably do a part two later. But this is going to be our reference verse. And it's a very, popular and familiar scripture passage that from Matthew 25:14, where Jesus, every time Jesus taught, he always taught in parables, especially when he was talking about the kingdom. He always taught in parables. So for you guys who are entrepreneurs like I am, look at the way Jesus taught. He used stories. Stories are powerful, right? But let's talk about this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to break this down because, there's a misnomer that in church today, you could pray and ask God for a blessing and you would get it. Also, there's a misnomer that you can just give $100 seed and get $1,000 seed back. Let's listen to the false prophets out there, right? There's this misnomer you can give to get, right? And so if you've been indoctrinated by this bad teaching, I'm going to show you right now in the Word of God. Well, maybe you live in check to check. Well, maybe your business is stagnant. Well, maybe you're not receiving the things you've been asking and praying God for, and wondering, God, are you answering my prayers? The answer is He is answering your prayers, but it's not answered in the way that you are hoping for and expecting. But He is answering your prayers. And I'm going to share with you how literally you don't have to pray about money anymore. And if you understand this, what I'm going to share with you today, and you begin to apply this to your life, everything will shift and change. All right, so let's touch on this. So let's look at Matthew 25:14 through 30. And so let's read this, and I'm going to break this down for you. So it says, for it is just like a man about to go on a journey who called his own servants and entrusted his possessions to them. So verse 15, to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, each according to his ability. And he went on his journey. Immediately, the one who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and gained 5 more talents. In the same manner, the one who had received the 2 talents gained 2 more. But he who received the 1 talent went away and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. Now, I'm going to stop right there, and we'll dive into the other verses probably in part 2. But this is so much meat to unpack right here. So let's just unpack this right now, my friend, because I was a person who always thought that you could pray for money, right? And because I was told, hey, maybe you experienced this too, but I know when I was in church, they used to do altar calls, and they still do altar calls. But I remember my previous church I was at, I was on an altar call prayer team, and the pastor was like, hey, who here needs a financial blessing? Everybody raising their hand, right? Come on down, Minister Chris and everybody gonna pray for you guys. And we're supposed to be praying for them to get a financial blessing, right? And truth be told, we followed up with those people, nothing really changed, right? But that's the mindset that so many believers have, that you can just pray for finances and all of a sudden God is going to rain down finances like He rained down miracle manna, right? Just bad teaching. And so this verse This parable here really breaks down how God distributes money, how God's people have money, and why it's unequal amongst the people who love God. So in verse 14, let's emphasize a couple things here. First, it says, "For it's just like a man about to go on a journey who called his own servants," okay, and entrusted his possessions to them. So what's the very first thing that kind of stands out right there? In verse 14, it's pretty clear that verse 14 is talking about what? Stewardship. Stewardship. Right? And not ownership. Ooh, that's good. Stewardship and not ownership. See, living in the United States of America is a challenge for believers in more than one way, right? But one thing that America is big on is what? America is big on ownership. You know, have it your way. Ownership. But in the kingdom of God, the citizens, in a true kingdom, citizens do not own anything. They don't own any property. That includes home, car, clothing, whatever, and it also includes finances. So in a kingdom, which if you are a believer in Christ, you're actually in a kingdom. Okay, you're not in a religion, you're in a kingdom. We'll talk about that on another video. But so that means that, see, here's the powerful thing about stewardship. Whenever you see this word here in the Bible, Lord, a lot of times in the Greek, it's Adonai, right? Adonai. Okay? Now, Lord means owner. This is where we get the word landlord from. Land, Lord, land owner. So it means that we don't own anything. And as a steward is called to do what? Manage. Right? The resources are given to you as a steward, and we're called to manage the resources. So one of the very first things we see there is that the owner entrusted his possessions to his stewards or servants. Okay? Now, so meaning that we don't own it. Now in verse 15, ooh, it's about to get even gooder. Verse 15 says, and to one, he gave 5 talents. Now, a talent back in the biblical days was like $1,000 in silver content. Okay, but what it gave you is much more buying power. Okay, much more buying power. So it says to one he gave 5 talents. Okay, 5. Let's write this down. So to one he gave 5. To another he gave 2. And to another he gave 1. Now, this is interesting. This seems unfair. This seems like the owner here is unjust. If he has 3 stewards, why is he giving one 5 times more and giving another 2 times more than this one? Does he love this person here more than this? Does he love this person here more than this? Or does he love this person here more or less than this? To give this person 2.5 times more. Very interesting here. It tells us the reason why the resources were not equally distributed to every single steward was because of something interesting. It said, according to what? His own ability. Now, it's a very powerful word, ability. If you break it down, it means able, right? That you're able to function, able to do something. So his ability, so the question comes to ask is that ability in doing what? Because it says each was given according to his own ability. Well, I'm going to answer the question for you. The ability to do what? This person, each one had an ability. Evidently, this person had 5 times the ability. This person had 2 times the ability. To do what? The ability to grow money. What did they have? Skills. Ooh, write that down. They had skills and talent to do what? Grow money. Grow money. Right? One had 5 times the talent to grow money. Another had 2 times, and one just had 1. So the resources were given out based on each one's skill set, each one's knowledge to be able to grow money. Not on who loved God more, not on who prayed more, not on who gave more tithe, not on who served in 5 or 6 more ministries. No, not. It doesn't matter if you was on a fish fry ministry, right? If you were on a prayer committee, if you were a deaconess, it didn't matter. You were a deacon. It was based on their ability to grow money. And then the owner knowing, this was so good. So we know every time a parable is what? A parable is an illustration about a kingdom truth. It shows how God operates, how the supernatural operates in the natural. So it's an illustration of a kingdom truth about God and his children and his citizens. So if that's the case, this is saying that God, our Father, the amount of resources we have available to us, financial resources available to us, is based on our skills and ability to grow it, to manage it, to handle it. In Genesis 2:5, very powerful verse. Genesis 2:5, let me read it for you real quick. Genesis 2:5 is very powerful. Guys, I'm telling you, if you get this stuff down, your whole prayer life will change. Your whole prayer life will change. So Genesis 2:5, check this out. It said, now no shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprouted. Interesting. So this is going about the account of the creation of the heavens and the earth. Now, Genesis 1 kind of gives you a broader view of the creation. Genesis 2 is more a micro view. So Genesis 1 is more macro. Genesis 2 is more micro. So now it's breaking down that no shrub of the field was yet in the earth, and no plant of the field yet sprouted. So imagine what they look like. And here it tells you, for the Lord God had not sent rain upon the earth. So why did God not send rain upon the earth? God knows that rain is needed. He tells us, because there is no man to cultivate the ground. That word cultivate in the Hebrew means to manage, means to till, means to work. So what this verse clearly illustrates is that God chose not to send rain upon the earth, because if he would have sent rain upon the earth, everything would have grew chaotic. Things would have been out of order. So God did not send rain upon the earth because he said there was no man to manage it. So here's a kingdom principle for you. God does not send increase. God does not send increase where there is poor management or no management. That's why we can pray till we blue in the face. We can pray till the cows come home. We can speak in 1,000 tongues. We can do 1,000 cartwheels. We can vibrate and gyrate and do all that good stuff and sing every song known to man. But if we are a poor manager of resources, financial resources, God would not give increase no matter what. See, God would not violate his kingdom laws by your prayers. He loves you too much to do that. He will not violate his laws because of your prayers. Imagine this. Imagine I drive down to downtown Dallas here. I live in Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I go to the tallest skyscraper on that building. I bring my big old trusty Bible with me. You know, all my big old one, all highlighted out, read through and through, right? I bring my big Bible with me. I get up there on that big old building, I start praying, speaking in tongues. The Bible says all things are possible with God. And I get up there and I'm like, all of a sudden, I turn to a version of 𝐷𝐾𝐿E. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky, right? So I get up there. Then, Lord, I believe all things are possible. I'm praying 50 times a day toward Jerusalem up there. I'm like speaking in every tongue. I'm believing God. And I'm saying, I believe I can fly. And I jump off that building because I just watched Superman. And I'm like, oh, I believe it, Lord. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Woo! Boop. Why? Was it because I had lack of faith? No. Was it because I didn't pray enough? No. Was it because I didn't worship enough? No. None of that stuff. What happened? I violated God's universal kingdom laws. What law did I violate? The law of gravity. What goes up must come down, right? So what happened? I wake up in the presence of God. And I'm like, Lord, what happened? I believe y'all can fly. Why did I die? And God, like, you violated my laws. I cannot let your prayers override my kingdom laws. So that's why so many God-loving people are still broke or still living check to check. I know so many God-loving people in business, right, who are not financially abundant. Because why? Right here, we've been violating God's laws. Woo, hope this is good. If this is good, let me know this is good. Type in the comments, this is good stuff. Let me know if you're enjoying this. This is good stuff. All right, because if you get this, I'm telling you, my friend, it's a game changer. It's a total game changer. All right, so let's go back. And I'm going to do a part 2 to this, all right? I'm going to do a part 2. This is really good. So where we at? Matthew 25, right? So let's go back to Matthew 25. I hope this is making sense. I hope, you're getting this. So verse 15, it doesn't matter about your prayer life. So what this should be telling you, if you're an entrepreneur, for example, I help coaches, consultants, and experts create a 6-figure and multiple 6-figure business very quickly using my Rapid Success system. Why? I was able to do it. I was able to create a 6-figure business in only 59 days using my Rapid Success system. So if you're an online coach, consultant, and course creator, I can help you get to 6 figures and multiple 6 figures as well. But what did I have to do to get there? I had to invest in what? My skills. One reason why you don't have a 6-figure business right now is because why? You have not invested in your skills. So just like here, if you don't make the effort to get better in managing money and growing money and multiplying money and doing those things, it doesn't matter how much you believe God for. Okay? You have to invest in this. Now, check this out. This is a good one too. Verse 16. Verse 16 is powerful. It says, immediately. When? Immediately. Trick question for you. When is immediately? Immediately is now. Very powerful. It said that immediately, see, success loves speed. If you're a person who procrastinates on making decisions, like for example, you get an invitation to get help, coaching, mentoring, and you procrastinate, you make excuses, you wallow back and forth, you don't take action. Guess what? That's a habit of unsuccessful people. Successful people make decisions quickly and change their minds slowly, while unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and then change their minds quickly. Success loves speed. So it says, immediately, the one who received the 5 talents, this is good stuff. Let me put this up here. It says immediately. When? Immediately. I hope you got all this down. Immediately, the one who received the 5 talents went out and did something awesome. What did this person do immediately? This person must have been me or one of my older brothers back in the day. It says he went out and traded. Went out and traded. He got involved in commerce. Now, this word traded, to get this. He went out and traded. That he got involved in financial transactions. He got involved in business. In fact, the Greek word, let me spell it for you. It's a long word. Okay? Long word in Greek. 𝐂𝐻𝐸𝐵. 𝐂𝐻𝐸𝐵 in the Greek. This is where we get the word, if you study a little bit of Greek, ergon, which means like work. Okay? That's where we get that word from. So, but what this word means in the Greek, check this out. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. It specifically means business dealings. God is an entrepreneur, y'all. Entrepreneurship is part of God's DNA. It said this person went out and got involved in the marketplace, went out and got involved in business, right? And something miraculous happened. He went out, got involved in business, got involved in financial transactions. He went in and made some offers to help some people, get clients consistently in their business online. He had his own version of his rapid success system, which I have today, my version. And it says that he went out and immediately, right, got 5 more talents. That's a 2x return, right? 2x. So he had 5. Immediately turned it into 10. He doubled his money, invested the money, and gained more. Now, this reminds me of, and then the next person, let's read that. The next person, verse 17, he said, in the same manner. In what manner? The same manner. So it means this person also immediately. Guys, success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. It said the same person took action quickly, took their 2 talents, and did what? Doubled it. And turned it into 4. This reminds me of, like, my version of this today would be this. This is what I would do today, okay? Check this out. I would do this today. All right, check this out. Okay? This is what I would do today. This is what I do in my business. I go and leverage Facebook ads or YouTube ads, right? Invite people to our virtual event. We call KVE Virtual Event a Challenge. And on that, we convert that into money. Now, check this out. Why I do this? Because it's fast. It's an immediate response. And here's the deal. This multiplies money. Reason why I like doing paid ads, because paid ads multiplies money. Paid ads is this. If I give the system $5, I consistently can spit me back out $10. So in other words, if I invest $100 in ads and I have a great sales process that can convert cold and the prospects into hot buyers in 5 days or less, like we do with virtual events and challenges, right? Then guess what? Now I have a multiplying machine. And I'm able to do exactly what this thing here. So this is fast and it multiplies money. Let me know this making sense. It multiplies money. So this is exactly When I read this verse, I'm like, oh, that's why we run our business, run our system. That we choose to do this because it's fast, it's consistent, it can multiply money, right? So literally, you can give the system $1 and get $4 back, or give the process $1 and get $5 back, or $1 and get $6 back. Let me ask you this. If every time you gave me $1, I gave you $2 back, how many times would you do that? Doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out, right? All the time. So just the same thing here. So immediately, the first two who had the skill set, the knowledge, and the ability to multiply money did it, right? But then the third person who had very little skills, very little ability, but still was a steward and still was entrusted with something and was expected to be responsible to go out, to be fruitful, to be productive, to multiply, going back to Genesis, that was the expectations laid upon them, didn't do so, right? And it says what? Verse 18, he who received the 1 talent went away and dug it in the ground and hid his Lord's money, the owner's money. Now, we'll talk about that much more on more of the rest of these verses. I can dive into that much more later, but you see how powerful this is, guys? See, God gives you what you can manage and have the ability and skills to grow, right? And then, we see, later on in the story, everybody had to come and give an account to what they did. The first two got rewarded. The first two got promoted with more, but the last one was afraid. He said, I was afraid of you, owner. I was afraid of you, master. So I hid your money and got rebuked for it. How many of you today are hiding God's money? How many today are afraid to invest in coaching? Afraid to invest in advertising? Afraid to invest in a different sales process to get more knowledge and skills so that way you can be entrusted with more so that your talents and abilities are showcased and put out there. Because why? There are folks right now who need you, who are looking for your solutions, but they can't find you. It's because you're allowing fear. Here's the deal. We all have made mistakes with money. I'll be the first to admit I made mistakes with money, and God knows it. And that's why I've been through the ringer on several times with God. I've experienced some abundance with God. I've experienced some top Roman times with God too, because of my poor stewardship. So I'm not condemning you for that. But you know what? You can make a decision today to change all that. Because God clearly shows that he distributes his resources based on our abilities. And who has control of that? You do. You can determine how skillful you're going to be. Right? But first you got to get the mindset right. And not being afraid to invest money. Realize that when you invest money, it's always a return. There is no cost to investing besides the cost you're costing yourself and the time that's passing by you not achieving your goal, by you not doing the very thing that God put you on this planet to do. That's the cost. The cost of inaction is way more expensive than the investment of taking action. Because you're costing your family, you're costing your community, you're costing those in the world who don't even know you, who you could be giving to organizations of the poor and less fortunate. But more importantly, you're costing yourself by staying where you are, by not improving yourself. There's no better investment you can ever make than yourself. A lot of folks love to give to the church. I'm not dogging the church out. Love to give missionaries in Argentina and missionaries in China. That's cool and dandy. But the best investment you can make is in you. It's in your personal development, your growth, and in your business. Because if you go out and you double money and make more income, keep multiplying money, guess what? Now you can do more greater good. You can give more to the church. You can give more to the missions overseas. But if you don't get the skill set, if you're not investing in coaching, you're not investing in mentoring, you're not willing to invest in advertising to get in front of more people to solve their problems so you can begin to multiply money, because that's all it is multiplying money. Rich and wealthy folks multiply money. We invest money to multiply money. So you got to get that mindset, okay? That money, what's the purpose of money? Money is to be multiplied. Woo, there you go. The purpose of money is to be multiplied and put in good service. It's not to be hoarded. You're not a good steward if you hoard money and don't invest it, if you don't circulate it. Don't be brainwashed by those Christian leaders out there who tell you to be conservative and hold on to your money and wait till you get 75 years old, then use it, then you're going to die next year, the following year. Money is to be multiplied and put in circulation. And if you hold on to it, as you saw, you will get rebuked by God. And what you have will be taken away and given to the person who's willing to multiply and circulate it. That's the purpose of money. It's to be multiplied and used for greater good in the world. So we're going to do a part 2 talking about the second half of this verse on the next video. All right. But if you got value from this, if this was good, let me know. Put in the comments what you found most valuable from this. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed teaching this kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. It's a game changer. And I'm telling you, if you let this get in your spirit, and if you have made those mistakes, ask God to forgive you. We all have. We've all made bad financial decisions. But you know what? Hey, you can change that right now today. And God's willing, you know, for you to be that good steward where he entrusts his riches, because he owns it all anyway. So hopefully you got this value from this, my friend. I'm going to see you on the next video. God bless you. I love you, my friend. If you're watching this on YouTube, do all the good YouTube stuff, you know, like, subscribe, leave comments, hit the bell, all that good stuff, you know, do on this channel. That way you be notified when I upload something new as well, my friend. And remember this, put God first in all that you do, and you too shall succeed. Peace and God bless.